Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We are at Interop New York 2010 at the Javits Center. On our program today is Jeremy Hitchcock, who is the CEO of Dynamic Network Services. Jeremy, how are you?
Fine, you? How you doing?
Great. I've been up to visit your company a year ago. I've done a number of video interviews. Your company's really strong in the DNS space. I thought we could talk about that a little bit.
Sure, sounds good. So we're not here announcing anything, but kind of the continued march on is companies are looking at their internet infrastructure. They're looking at how are they playing out different things in terms of load balancing, geolocation, traffic management. We're still doing a lot of work in that area. Different company, different need, and so we have conversations around a lot of different topics.
And in terms of trends in the market, what have you seen in the last few years?
Definitely seen a lot of people that are taking advantage of cloud services, companies that are scaling. They're really having different demands. I was at a gaming company yesterday, and they're talking about how they might have a couple servers one moment, and then 10, 15 minutes later, they might have hundreds going. And it just as trends and as people kind of see different things and respond to what's going on the internet, companies have to be scalable in order to meet the demands. Same thing in the Fortune 500, where more established companies are turning services up, they're moving things around a lot more, and so seeing a lot of the cloud services being used for that dynamic scaling, and that's a place where our services play in.
So, what is the biggest pain that you solve for your customers?
Well, the biggest thing that we do is DNS as a technology has been around for a long period of time, but we give a way to manage that technology, that service for customers that are mapping domain names to computer addresses. So for companies like CNBC or for Twitter or Zappos, as they move their web services or any of their customer-facing assets around, our service is useful in terms of being able to take API calls for customers that are moving data centers around or trying to get latency and trying to get that first byte served out a lot faster.
Load balancing as well?
Load balancing as well. So as kind of the holiday season kicks in, we're starting to come up to the blackout dates where retailers are hoping that the improvements that they've made over the year are actually going to hold, and they'll be able to take advantage of those Friday shoppers after Thanksgiving all throughout the holiday season.
Is your service an inexpensive alternative to other load balancing solutions? Is that one way of looking at what you do?
It's one way. I mean, the way that we think about it is that we play kind of in a very indirect competitive landscape. There's lots of different ways to solve how to serve content to users, and so we're a small piece of that equation that people can use, so they get more control over how they do application delivery, how they do website delivery, and our service starts off at a few $100s per month, and it kind of goes up from there depending upon traffic and load and what advanced features people are using.
Now, why should companies think about their DNS and how that's being dealt with? Why is that important to them?
Well, it's typically something that's really not looked at, which is really surprising, because in terms of when their customers, end users are interacting with a website or with anything that's online, DNS is coming into play. And so I think in the last few years that conversation has really started to kick up in terms of it not being something that just sat in a closet or that was thought of as kind of the second-rate thing, but it's integral for any sort of content. It's integral for disaster recovery in terms of switching computer assets from one thing to another. And so I think that conversation has started to get picked up a little bit. And basically, if the DNS isn't working, a website isn't available. It's done, again, tons of different ways that people solve this problem. A lot of people do it in-house. There's specialized load balancers and content delivery networks play a part and role in this equation. But it's something that we think that we provide a compelling value for our customers, that they get more control over what they want to do.
So what are you seeing in the IPv4 versus IPv6, network upgrade or just transition?
It's definitely happening. As people are starting to move content over to v6, that's probably going to be the real driver of both eyeballs and content being v6 enabled. And so I think for the first time we're starting to see really credible websites starting to move content into v6. It's not something that's just a lab anymore. And we're also starting to see some ISPs, both North America, but primarily in Asia and Europe, who have started moving to v6, and we're starting to see some of the interesting things that happen with the upgrades.
Such as, can you tell us?
Oh yeah, sure. So in terms of naming scheme, a lot of networks have used v6 to v4 to v6 gateways. And so anytime you play a game of telephone or have a translator in the middle, sometimes when you're asking for computer addresses, the numbers don't get back in the right order or the right way. And so we're starting to see some of our customers experiencing that pain and working with different providers to get that up. And I think that'll continue next year quite a bit as more people move on to V6.
Certainly going to be a lot of interesting hiccups across the internet, it sounds like.
It definitely is, and it's something where it takes a lot of people to troubleshoot these problems, because it's usually something in the middle, or it's some configuration thing with some ISP in the middle, and so it's not exactly something that is that's easy to troubleshoot, but we're happy to help our customers as they're seeing some of the stuff in the wild.
So what's next for the company?
I think we're going to continue marching on with helping our customers take advantage of cloud services. We're also doing a lot with speeding up the internet. One of the things that we're really focused in on is both people that are serving content and for our end users to try to increase the speed of DNS delivery. So we're adding some more sites, working out some new services that we'll be announcing in the next few months. So we're pretty excited to make the internet a faster place.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to covering your breaking news, and hopefully we'll get you on the video program later on in the newsroom to learn more.
Great. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you for being here.